Hi everyone, and welcome back for week 6, which is our final week of work here on our road. Scott and I are out here watching the truck back up. Looked like we have a new driver because he almost hit the drains getting back in here, but he ended up doing a pretty decent job. We only have 3 loads of concrete coming in this week. I'll be doing a voiceover on the majority of this week, simply because there's so much noise going on and so much talking going on that it's just kind of hard to understand and hear what everyone's trying to do and trying to say. But as you can see, we got a 1 load in earlier today, and the guys did a little bit of flat work on it. I believe it was only 5 cubic meters. The truck was supposed to deliver 10, and they didn't. I think they only brought 5. So this is the second load coming in, and I believe it's 7. And then we may need an additional 3 or 4 more afterwards. So the guys are going to be steadily spreading it and trying to get it level. We've got string lines. I know you can't see those on the video, but we've got string lines going down both sides of the road, so we know, so the guys know exactly where the concrete needs to be tapered to and how much slope it should be. So hopefully everything's going to go well.
Watch the string lines. Make sure it's not too thick.
Making hard work on themselves. I don't know if you guys can tell this on the video or not. Scott and I are sitting there trying to explain that the guys were going uphill just a little bit, but I believe it was more of an optical illusion from where we were standing than actually what the guys were doing, because when we walked down there, they were pretty much straight on their string lines, and it wasn't as high and off-centered as we were thinking from our vantage point. So they were doing a good job. I got to pull that down quite a ways. Guys, we felt really bad for the workers. They were really doing their best and working really hard. They worked all the way through their lunch hour, and it had to have been over 100 degrees with high humidity this day. So it was a really tough day for the workers, and we went ahead and gave them the rest of the day off after they finished this little project. Load. It looks like we're going to need about 4 cubic meters left. So we'll see when they get back. Thanks for watching, guys. Alright, guys. This is going to be the last load. They had to refix the drain down there. They'll pour this one from the main road.
And then they're gonna have to come back and rework all of this with the bullnose because it was too wet when they did it. It's a little bit wetter mix, so we're letting it dry a little bit before it's finished.
Okay, the last truckload's here, and it's 4 cubic meters. Ended up being a little bit too much, and they had to hand bucket carry the extra because the driver just poured it out in the middle of the barangay street, which we couldn't leave it out there. And luckily, Scott needed some concrete because he was doing his driveway up at the top with just cement mixers. So the guys bucketed the remaining extra concrete up and poured it in his driveway, and it ended up working out just fine.
Everybody better start raking it, or it's going to be out in the street. Down to the part where it's going to level off and go down to the street. And, we may have too much. We may have ordered a little bit too much concrete. We'll see how this turns out when they're floating it out. But better have a little too much than not enough, I think. All right, guys. I'll bring you back in a little bit.
See here where the concrete's overflowing onto the main barangay road, and the guys are putting it in buckets and they're hand carrying it up to Scott's for his driveway. So just finishing up on the roadway.
Hey guys, our road is finally completed.
Yep, the concrete is poured. They're still working on the drainage caps, but the road itself is finally poured. Can't drive on it for couple weeks probably until it cures up, but you ready to go look at it?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, let's go see. Thanks for watching, guys. Okay, guys, looking at pretty close to the final progress, and you can see they're making the covers for the drains, or we can get into them if we need to. Scott's down there supervising. How's it going?
Okay. Got this saw cut.
Let me take a look.
Except for, well, the last one, they're going to wait for a few more hours for it to cure up a little more. It was a little soft, but they did a real nice job. Nice, straight, clean cut about, I'm going to say 1.25 inches or so deep.
Good. So your driveway is completed now.
Yeah.
Just the road's completed. Now we're just waiting for it to cure and get hard enough to ride.
And pressure wash everything.
Yep. We'll probably have to get both pressure washers out here working. See, these guys will be cut down like the other ones, like they're doing here. And then a cap will be made, steel reinforced, so you can drive over them without having to worry about them. We've got everything covered going all the way down. We had a really bad rain earlier today, and that's actually really good for the concrete. We've been out here putting some hoses to it to try to cool it off a little bit during drying. It really came out nice considering how much of a job it was with the crew that we had. They did a good job. It's not the smoothest, but it's definitely going to work. And then
we're above the outside road there, so the water will just drain off of this. So, we had to do a little bit of a change over here in this corner, so eventually I'll have to pour some concrete in that one little area over there to make it flare out like the other area right there does. Kind of just makes it easier to turn in. So, and the drains are working really good. You can see that all the rainwater coming off of the roofs, and that's working really well. I want to put a big shout out to my neighbor Scott, who kind of ramrodded this whole project, took care of all of the workers, made sure that we had materials, and figured out payroll. He did a great job, and we just really appreciate it from our point of view. That's going to wrap up this episode, and I'm going to leave you with a little bit of our Christmas decorations. So stick around and take a look at what Har's done to our yard. Thanks for watching, guys. Okay, guys, it's looking more and more like Christmas at Tom and Har's. Let's take a look what the outside lights are looking like. Har's still got more lights that she wants to string. And these are all solar lights on at dusk, off at dawn. But they look pretty good. And then Scott and them's got their lights going up. They're starting to decorate over there as well. Let me turn the pool light off first. Be able to see what it looks like without the pool lights on. I think the pool lights are washing them out just a little bit. So here we are. And then the Christmas tree lights inside. Yeah, it looks good. Here. This is from the front steps coming up. Lots of flickering Christmas going on.